All right, so let's get into a little more detail in regards to the multiple award schedules program and what 8.4 actually addresses when we speak about this. And so there is a description of the contract. So there's an overarching description of the contract vehicle that we're speaking about. And what happens at your agency is that your agency has authority. There are segments within government, there are other elements, that other folks that have authority to utilize the schedules program that, besides the executive part of government, that can use schedules. State and local governments have authority to use certain schedules at this point. And then there's some nuances in regards to some pseudo type of agencies that are there that are sometimes government, sometimes not, depending upon which way the wind's flowing. But the element is that there is a set group of folks that have the authority to utilize the schedules program. All right, so the schedule program really has, when you look at a schedule, if you're using that e-library tool, you're going to see an overarching description of what this schedule particularly covers. And then within that description, there will be breakdowns. And let me give you an example of what I'm speaking to. If you're looking at engineering services per se, you know, we can probably describe what engineering services would have to cover, all right? But how many different variables of engineering services can you think about? You know, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, structural engineering, environmental engineering. There's all sorts of different specialty fields, if you will, in regards to engineering. And so, although the overarching engineering schedule, which is Schedule 863, literally has engineering services, there's going to be what we refer to as special item numbers. And we refer to them by the acronym. Hey, we're government per se. You know, we love acronyms. We like to confuse people by talking in acronyms. I do it at home to my wife all the time, but, you know, she doesn't seem to catch on. I'm talking about the trash, and she's talking about something entirely different. When we speak about those specialty numbers under a certain schedule, we refer to them as SINs. And so when we speak about an SIN, we're literally speaking about special item numbers. So take it back to that about engineering. We would break down where there would be chemical engineers would be one SIN, mechanical engineers would be another, and so on and so forth. So that you could, if you had a requirement that required engineering services, you could literally go directly to a group of engineering companies that have that specialty, that's what they concentrate their business on, so that you can do your market research with that group of contractors that are there, okay? And we speak about delivery orders and task orders. It is, as this vehicle, this multiple award schedule, is a contract vehicle, it is an IDIQ type contract, we are saying that you will place a task or a delivery order against the contract vehicle. All right. We in government, we speak about elements being at the order level and being at the contract level. And when we're talking about the contract level in GSA, GSA owns this contract. So the GSA contracting officer has awarded the contract. But in your world, you're at the order level. So you're going to place a task order against a schedule for if the schedule is for some type of service, a task to be completed. Or if it is a delivery order against a contract or a schedule, you're literally placing a delivery order for some product or to be delivered to you per se. All right, so the difference in the terminology. Listen, 1102 series, those of us that are 1102s, you know, we have been kind of classified as being type A personalities, and there's sometimes people that think that we are narrow in scope in regards to how we see things. But the truth of the matter is that words have connotations to us. Do you agree? Somebody give me some. I started to say give me an amen, but anyway. All right. But you know, if you're talking to me about a task order, I'm thinking you're talking about a service requirement. All right, and that's where I'm coming from. So we use terminology that really kind of has a connotation to it in that regard. All right, and so you can actually award a schedule delivery order without a statement of work. You can just have a description. But if you have a statement of work and we're using it for services, we would prefer, it is advantageous to you to have that performance-based. You've heard about performance-based statements of work forever, all right? The Office of Federal Procurement Policy, OFPP, encourages every federal agency to use performance-based statements of work for service-type requirements, and so that works very well within Schedules program as well. All right, and so, you would use the ordering procedures that are outlined requiring a statement of work, and we can look at a little bit of that real briefly here within this presentation, but also this afternoon, if you're so inclined, I'll go into that quite a bit more. There's also an element of having blanket purchase agreements. Now, your agency has probably had BPAs before, blanket purchase agreements, all right, and I want you to think about this from your contracting level 1, Con 101 days. What is a BPA? Is it a contract? No, it's not. It's an agreement. It says so in the title, okay? All right, and so if your agency is setting up a BPA, they are setting up an agreement with a company or a number of companies because you've got repetitive orders that you want to be able to get somebody moving in a quick fashion. Agreed? All right, here's the deal. With GSA, you can have a GSA scheduled BPA. In other words, all of the contractors that you are putting onto the BPA vehicle are schedule holders. All right, and so you're literally setting up a BPA vehicle of folks that own a contract, that have a contract with the government. So it's a little bit different in that protocol, but it serves the same purpose if you have repetitive orders that you're going to want to every so often, every few weeks, every month, or something of that nature, you need to have another requirement to be responded to. So there are specific ordering procedures under GSA BPAs, but they work very well. I would say to you that they work well enough that in the difference of how they approach what is outlined in FAR 13, because 13 is the part of FAR that deals with BPAs and gives instructions on how to set them up. But we have a capability with a you have a capability with a GSA BPA to physically actually ramp on and ramp off contractors during the period of performance over the 5 years that you may have this in place, usually on the anniversary date based upon performance and that element, particularly if you combine them with a contractor team agreement that is unique to GSA.